Welcome back to Physics in 3, and we're going to continue talking about energy generation. We talked about different ways to generate electricity, didn't we? We did hydroelectric, we did nuclear, we looked at renewable and non-renewable energy, we looked at wind power and how that was better offshore rather than onshore because the sea's flat and all that, and it's more consistent. Looked at different types of hydropower stations, for example, 2 loch systems, or just a 1 loch system, or there's the run of the river. Today I studied about biomass, which is quite interesting. Biomass is it's one of the oldest forms of energy generation. You burn something and it produces energy. But did you know that manure, rubbish, and sewage and manure be basically the same thing, but rather than burn them, they produce methane, which you can then burn, I suppose, use as normal gas to fire up the turbines or whatever. And one of the examples of a decent biomass power station was at Stevenscroft at Lockerbie, the borders of Scotland, which produces enough electricity for 70,000 homes per year, which is a lot. One of the downsides of biomass generators is that, it produces CO2. When you grow stuff to burn in biomass, powerhouses, it brings in CO2, it captures CO2, but then when you burn it, it releases CO2. So it's called carbon neutral for that reason. It's a bit controversial. Also, the fields you use to grow the crops for biomass could end up competing with the fields used to grow food. It could also result in deforestation. So these are some cons of the biomass angle. I also looked at solar. So now that the sun has gone behind the cloud, I can show you my solar panels. So these are on this side. This is the southeast side, and I've also got some on the other side, the northwest. So these are great because they generate up to 4 megawatts of electricity. 4 megawatts. Per hour. So they're pretty decent. And cost about $6,000 to have them on the house. So I recommend, whenever you get a new house, factor in 6,000 or 7,000, get a set of solar panels up there, and that's a very good investment. It adds value to the house as well. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today while we're in the garden is not only can you use the sun for generating electricity using photovoltaic solar cells, but you can also use it to heat up water. And I'm going to show you a homemade work in progress solar water heater. So what we've got here is an unfinished circle of hose pipe. I'm going to use these black ties to make a complete spiral of the hose pipe. And I'm going to fix this thing onto it. I don't know if you've ever used these. It's an old type of shower. Fits onto the taps, hot and cold. And usually this is connected to the shower head like this, so you can run a shower off the bath taps. So what I've done is I've cut it in half, and I've fixed these 2 pipe connectors on, and these fit onto the ends of the hose pipes like this. So one end fits onto the taps, and the other end fits onto the head of the shower. and then depending on how hot the day is, that's how much or how little hot water you add to the mix. If it's really hot, you might be able to run it off just a cold tap. But so far it hasn't really been hot enough in Scotland for it to work properly. It has to sit in the pipes for quite a long time. You have to turn it quite low, so the cold water has a long time to heat up with the temperature from the sun. So yeah, but of course you can invest. I think in the Mediterranean countries they have a lot of these hot water heater things on the roofs because it makes more sense there. It's so hot. When I lived in Japan, I used to have just a big, was it 20-litre water bottle, and I used to just put it on the balcony in the morning, and by 3 p.m. in the afternoon it was warm enough to bathe with. So yeah, different ways to use the sun for energy. And I think I'll finish there. That's enough for today. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time. Goodbye.